Even on the left court, it's a good thing to use that serve, because what it generally means is throwing the ball up just a little bit more to the right, perhaps.
It's almost like the expression is fixed into Nadal's face.
Again, Federer.
It's just the second love service game of the match, both to Federer. He held to love in the third game of the second set to take a 2-1 lead. It's the first since, but a timely one.
Yes, and perhaps Nadal, thinking that he can afford to let that one go, he certainly didn't give it his all in that last point. 2 sets to 1 up. He has that luxury. Federer now cannot, but I think a much smarter service game by Federer there, using that wide serve.
And from all you've said when I've worked with you over the years through, you must have been astonished to see Federer lose a tie-break in a major, especially as he's won the last 5 against Nadal.
Yes, he had a 9-6 record against Nadal, and his record now in majors since 2003 is 62-1, 18 only lost.
Wow. Yeah, that is some stat.
Yeah, I thought he'd win the set proper, and then when it got into the tiebreaker, mind you, by that stage, of course, the difficulties were obvious, so it wasn't necessarily going to be a Federer-only tiebreaker.
And that lull that Nadal seemed to have physically when the trainer had come on for the first time, he looked almost as though he was going, and then suddenly, about a game or so later, he reignited.
Well, it seemed to take the sort of love 40 and 15-40 situations to, as it were, alarm him. Might challenge that.
On the far side, ball was gone out.
Wouldn't surprise me if it got a bit of line.
Yeah, a lot of it.
That's service.
There's the one. Imagine one of those at love 40 on a second serve. That's the first time he's done that since he got the break for the second time in the opening set from the other end.
And it was a marvellous shot. I mean, where he ended up here, just look at that. 2 tram lines out.
So well, and then what skill! Because reading it was one thing, and producing the shot, something altogether different.
Interesting, Nadal's more often gone when he's had these short balls, whether they be net chords or otherwise. He generally has gone to the Federer backhand, and I suppose most people would say, well, sure, you go to the less strong shot of Federer. On the other hand, the forehand down the line is Nadal's forte.
Ooh. Now then.
Well, that's the shot that I thought he was beginning to miss. I remarked earlier on that I've never seen him hit the backhand as well as that, but when he started getting tired, the backhand errors began creeping into his game.
clenched fist, the come on once more. He's going as hard as he can. He's 2-love up, fourth set.
Leads 2-2.
Well, he took the bull by the horns there, didn't he? Just a couple of rippers on that forehand, which is, of course, his winning shot, one of the great shots of all time. Drives Nadal back. Nadal doesn't know whether he's going to go for another off shot or not. He has to guess.
On the line.
Yeah, he made it. Federer doesn't know where it landed, but it was certainly in.
Elle me semble bonne. Ben, 100%. Leur 15.
Get a good look on this angle. Outside of the line.
Yeah, got it there.
Yeah. To counter punch against the Nadal forehand like that, that's bruising.
15-all.
The Fed Express at its best here. Great retaliatory blow. The shortest route, of course. Nadal knows the shortest route to this match is winning the set. He doesn't want to go another 5-setter, surely. You hear the exclamation there with Nadal just moving that little bit extra across.
Another big come on from Federer. You almost feel his heart's in his mouth when he comes to the net.
Great hands. That's a photographer's dream.
Just astonishing.
Well, everything that's good in the game. The wide serve, the correct tactic, the open court. Federer goes for the great strength of Nadal down the line. It was all on view there. What a point.
Break point. He's got it. He just will not let Federer get away. Breaks straight back. 2-1, fourth set.
Nunca lo dudé. Sabía lo que tenía que hacer. Lo duro que tenía que jugar. Lo que tenía que practicar. Más duro que cualquier otro, mucho más duro. Y lo logré.
The Aspire Sports Academy is ready to turn you into the champion you want to be. Aspire today, inspire tomorrow.
Great riposte from Nadal at his very best in that last game. They both were. Nadal 1-2, fourth set.
All guns blazing.
Love 15.
Comes in waves, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's not easy to come up with the constant attack against Nadal.
He's just so clever at changing the plays, isn't he?
I think this guy, with the share market as low as it is, could make himself another fortune. He's a great bottom picker.
Well, everyone needs a little luck, even Roger Federer.
Love 30.
Will gladly accept that. Must hate that. Backhand return to the net off a second serve at love 30. It must drive Federer nuts. Just sensational. What else can you say?
Great shot selection, wasn't it? It's such a risky thing against Federer, who's such a fine athlete, but you see how far back in the court he is. But then to do this, it's like running rings around your opponent. He's not often going to get away with it.
Brutish.
The coup de grace, that usually is.
40-30.
There was a time in this match when his backhand winners exceeded his forehands, and as well as he was hitting them, that was never going to last too long.
Game, Nadal.
Well, vamos from Nadal, 4 points in a row from love 30, and had that point again, the second serve. Federer looked for the forehand return on the opening point of the game. He denied himself a repeat on that love 30 point.
Yes, I think he's into such a routine throughout his career, Federer, and who can blame him? You know, why change a winning game, really? He's won so much. Yeah. But he's got a losing game against Nadal. He's won 6 times. Nadal's won 12.
Yes, this is his 14th final, remember, in his last 15 majors. He's either won or lost to the champion in the last 18 majors. It'll be 19, of course, after this one.
Oh, what a save.
I mean, the defence of Nadal initially, you can understand the drop shot, and then, as you say, what a save, what reflex.
Yeah, there was no way he was going to win this point, Federer, but for a great save by the FC Basel goalkeeper here. See how he struggles with that now. That missed by so much.
Forehand is starting to as well.
15-30.
Second in the game mistimed. Pressure building.
Not a good enough volley, I'm afraid. One hates to be critical of these, but it's the best against the best.
15-40.
And in order to overcome somebody like Nadal, you just got to play more effective shots than that.
Five from 7 on the breakpoint conversions, Nadal.
Question ball is good.
Challenge that. Yeah.
So Federer challenging the ball on the right baseline. Ball was going.
So Federer challenging the umpire.
He got it right, I think. The ball seemed to skip through the line apart from anything else.
It's long. Would you believe it?
20-40.
Oh,
What?
it looks good kill.
Sensational. Stood tall, took it on, top of the bounce, as flat as a pancake.
Well, was that the channeling of anger that he felt at the umpire's overrule? If so, that was a James Scott Connors type of pointer. Pancho Gonzalez of old, who really used their anger to up their game.
Advantage Federer.
He wasn't expecting Nadal to get it back. Federer thought he'd hit the winner.
That is an amazing get. Surely the longest rally of the match. I think it was 27 strokes. But I may have stopped counting, thinking the point was over, just as Federer did. Look at this athleticism by Nadal. Actually tough to see from that point of view, but
that was almost a lob. It had so much height, but it was played to perfection.
Advantage Federer.
well, it had the sound of a badminton racket on a shuttlecock. It was that feathery. girlfriend and agent. Double.
Mr. Federer challenged the call on the left service line. Ball was called out.
It was. Though I got the last one wrong, but got to stick your neck out here.
Yeah.
Yes.
Fourth double of the match. First for a long while.
Advantage Nadal. Mr. Federer has 2 challenges remaining.
The difficulties facing the Nadal forehand. I just can't imagine how you can play quite as well as people do against her, because there's such a variety of power and spin. It's like dealing with a leaping cobra.
Break point again. Oh, he sent him the wrong way, but missed it.
Yes.
Boy, oh boy. He's not trusting himself on the put-away shot, Federer, is he?
Well, the great Harry Ottman, who coached many an Australian Davis Cup team, used to say, if people start playing a lot of drop shots, it's a sign of tiredness. Federer can say, well, I won the point. It's out.
See. That's it too! 15,000 people should now be standing. Many of them are. That is the shot and the match and the point of the tournament.
One and two in the world, 1 and 2 in the stratosphere. Look how low that one kept. Nadal does a 360-degree turn.
And then that.
Yes.
It's almost like a sudden eclipse of the sun, isn't it?
Nadal.
5th break point of the game. His chances are racking up now for Nadal. 5 from 11. Federer 5 from 18. He's still ahead on points. He's won 3 more points than Nadal to this stage. No trouble this time on the put away.
Yes, much shaking of the head of Nadal. He really found himself in a bit of a bind trying to run around, and the ball chased him. Look at this. He did well in the end to improvise.
Federer.
It's his 10th winner on the backhand.
I don't know why they keep showing us this, but perhaps some of you enjoy it. It's too distant for me.
Ooh.
Yes.
Well, I think Nadal would have challenged if it hadn't have been called.
Yeah. Either that or he wanted to go to the toilet.
Thought he'd been once.
See the hand go up.
Yeah. What a huge game this is turning into.
Well, he got it. His problem with that serve is that he sometimes just collapses on the serve. There he held up nicely.
What a game. That was a match in a game. Federer holds somehow to lead 3-2, fourth set.
Crossover Seoul.
In 2009, follow the top sporting events on Eurosport Player, Eurosport's web TV service. Watch all of Eurosport, Eurosport 2 and exclusive additional programming live and online. Don't miss the Australian Open live on the Player. Select the match you want, follow the players you want. All the coverage is live and exclusive on Eurosport Player. Wherever you are in Europe, follow the Australian Open anytime, any place, in your own language. Join us. Go to player.eurosport.com.
The Australian Open, brought to you by Kia, the power to surprise.
Three hours and 35 minutes, 6 minutes longer than Federer's longest match before. That was against Berdych, coming from 2 sets behind. 3:29. Nadal's a ways to go. 5 hours and 14 his last match. Could get there if it goes to 5. 2-3, fourth set.
Take your seat, please. Thank you.
A lot of people are very fond of Uncle Tony there around Nadal. Nadal, of course, very fond of him. He's the man instrumental, really, in getting him to change from a two-handed game on both sides to the way he plays now. But they're not always complimentary about the other people that are in his camp. Not sure that he has the right folk about him. Subjective, of course.
Late. First service.
Well, that was a huge wallop by Federer with the high bouncing ball. There was a stage in the third set where I thought Nadal was playing too many single-handed backhands, which seemed to me a sure sign of tiredness. He's reverted more to the double-hander, which has been so effective for most of the match.
Hope the crowd don't get too involved, apart from the applause at the end of a point.
He just seems to have these lapses in games where until he really gets down, and then that alarm bell rings and he begins to produce his best. Surely he can't keep doing it.
Well, he did so well to adjust to the let cord there, Federer. He had to really scoot forwards. There's another break point.
30-40.
His 19th, Federer.
Just 3 aces in the whole match for Nadal.
He's got the break. The crowd once more are ignited. They're 3 times former champion. 4-2, fourth set.
Well, just a little bit of a miscalculation with Federer upping the ante there, just applying a bit more power to his drive. And Nadal, for a split second, misjudging, taking his eye off the ball.
Twice in the match before, Nadal has broken straight back. Every game a challenge.
59.
Every point a challenge.
Little clench first from Federer.
30 love.
And with the accuracy, just a little weariness again from Nadal. Having to do that much work to get to the ball, to apply himself.
No mistake this time from Federer. His love. Service game number 3 takes him to a 5-2 lead, fourth set.
Crossover Soul.
Because some of us were born to shop. Because airport dining has come even further than you have. Because a day spa can also be a middle-of-the-night spa. But mostly because the more we travel, the more discerning we become. We invite you to the Emirates Terminal at Dubai International Airport, where time is enjoyed, not merely passed. Fly Emirates to 6 continents.
Still a packed house, so few leaving. It's almost like, well, should we go? Maybe really quick and then we can get back. Tidal wave of support for Federer at the change of ends.
Well, playing this late again and this length, it's going to be very difficult in the next round for them, isn't it? Whoever wins.
2-5. Yes, they can leave it all out here tonight, can't they?
59.
25 to midnight in Melbourne. Started to use the block return more on the left court.
39.
Boy, is he going to have to serve well should Nadal win this?
Yes.
It's going to be a real scrap. You just see the concentration wavering a little bit there in Nadal, particularly the first serve, even way down the middle of the net, just snapping at that. There was a case here of how far could you stretch.
Again, Nadal.
There it is.
Federer leads 5 games to 3.
Nadal makes Federer serve out the 4th set.
Fasten your seatbelt.
Yes. Batten down the hatches.
With that, he can do very little wrong to the right court.
59.
These are going to be the more difficult ones to win.
After all that defence, what a grueling point.
Yes, I thought Nadal missed a trick by using the single-hander with the ball in mid-court. Admittedly, it kept low, but I think his double-hander could have hit an outright winner. I think this is Hawkeye's view.
Yeah.
I mean, don't all have Hawkeyes there. Yep. He might challenge, but I think it's just long.
Left service line. Ball was called out.
And we've noted that, not saying it's definitely a double, just the way I feel, but he has thrown in a few more doubles of late.
It's back of the line, I think. That's a first serve back. Tough on Nadal. Should it be a second serve? But it is a first, as the rule stands.
It's not a good rule. Never has been. They may as well challenge, but not going to get anywhere.
30-15.
Two set points. The one that he's been practicing the whole tournament wins the fourth set. We're going the distance. 3 hours and 49 minutes. They're 2 all on 5 setters in their previous 18 head-to-heads. It's still up for grabs.
Be less discouraged. Be more determined. Less timid. More brave. Less distracted. More present. Less wasteful. More environmental. Less me, more we. We ask a lot of ourselves. Shouldn't we ask as much of our cars? At Toyota, we create future technologies that minimize the negative, maximize the positive, and humanize mobility.
Well, the stats again of a fourth set. I suppose it's Federer started to take advantage of his break points. He came good at the right time. That mammoth game that he managed to survive on his own serve mats. And you again have been down courtside. What's your look and feel right now?
Well, when you're that close, you realize that Rafael Nadal is the better competitor. That's for sure. Federer is a much better tennis player. I mean, he comes up with all the shots, but Nadal's competitive edge that he has over Federer is incredible in some of these rallies, and you can really, he wins a long point, and you can tell that he carries it with him for a while, and Federer wins a point, and he doesn't get any confidence from winning the points. And apart from that, Federer is looking good. I mean, he's looking fresh. He's dictating play a little bit more, I thought, in the last set. At least it looked like that from down there. And Nadal is feeling it. Nadal is getting a little tired.
Final set. Rafael Nadal to serve.
5-set records. Nadal's played 14. He's won 11. Federer 24 played. He's won 13. Remember, it's 2-2 in their head-to-heads. New balls. No tie breaks. Final set. Nadal to begin.
Mr. Federer challenging the call on the left service line. Ball was going in.
Seems pretty certain here, Roger.
Oof.
59.
Well, that's as close to out as you're ever going to get.
You mean that's a good challenge then?
Yes. Trying to help him out.
going to be a little difficult here because the balls are new, and like I mentioned before, there's a huge difference of new tennis balls here at the Australian Open this year, especially when these two play, because they spin the ball so much that at the end of 7 games, they're so fluffed up.
Of course, the last 2 5-set matches they've played against each other was at Wimbledon 2007, Federer winning 6-2 in the 5th. He was set up 2 sets to 1 up, 1 in 5. And of course, the Wimbledon final last year when Nadal raced to a 2 sets lead, got hauled back, but won 9-7 in the 5th. That was after 4 hours and 48 minutes. It's close too. And challenged.
Near side, ball was called out.
And it's caught the line.
15-13.
Hawkeye's really playing a major role in this final, in the whole tournament, of course, but
yeah.
I think Nadal is going to have to start going for his first serve a little bit more if he's starting to feel it a little bit. I think that's why he let go so easily at the 5-3 game in that 4th set. And he did the same thing in the 2nd set, it felt like.
Game, Nadal.
Gets his nose in front in the 5th. So many people say it's such an advantage serving first in the 5th, as long as you win your serve, obviously, but just put the pressure straight back to your opponent. Then there are other people that say it's much easier to play from behind. You have a view on that, Matt, in this match, in this 5th set?
I think I would prefer to serve first. I really do, and I think it would be better for Federer to serve first so that he feels like he's ahead and then can take a few more risks in the Nadal serve. Now he's going to be playing catch-up here, trying to hold. If he holds, then he has a bonus game and he can do what he wants, I guess, in a Nadal serve, but I think it's a slight advantage to be ahead. Definite advantage if Nadal can break through here, because suddenly you're up a break and you're up 3-love compared to being up a break, being up 2-1. Yeah. That's the major difference.
Yeah. There's so much at stake to compel and drive them on. For Nadal, wants to be the holder of 3 majors at one time. Federer, of course, it'd be number 14.
First service.
He's starting to use that serve more and more, Federer. He's quite heavy out there to the right now, Nadal. Just lunging at the one big step. You can never compare tennis matches, but everybody always talks about that Wimbledon final being the best match that's ever been played. And of course, being so close, 2-0, and the whole drama was incredible, but there's no way a grass court match can be better than a hard court match between the two, because here they're much closer to the baseline because they can, not because they have to. At Wimbledon, they have to be closer to the baseline. Here they're closer because they can take the ball on the rise. So the speed of the game is much quicker than the one at Wimbledon. Federer starting to play very smart tennis here. And he's getting rewarded for it.
I'm sure he's delighted it was a backhand volley again.
Forehand volley is a very difficult shot when you have a Western grip on your regular forehand. Yeah, he's tired out there, Nadal. Now it's just a matter of executing from Roger Federer to until the finish line. He's making the right decisions. He knows what he has to do.
Confidently ties up the 5th set.
Unbelievable atmosphere in here, especially you down there courtside. It's not the atmosphere between points, it's actually the atmosphere during points. The ahs and the ooh and the screams. I mean, they're even screaming down there. Unbelievable.
I think Mirko's exhausted too. Well, that is just brilliant. Again, Federer must have been so surprised with that.
That's unbelievable, and that's a shot that he's improved so much. He's always able to slice the backhand down the line, but this cross court here, it's very unexpected.
Good serve.
And again, taking a chance at that first serve.
30 love.
I always thought that the more tired you get, the better you serve, because your arm is so relaxed, and you really like to have a free point. And not doing enough for that return, Federer. It's a good time at 30 love to try something. Try something different. Go for an outright winner. Now would be a really good time.
Yeah, Nadal. Nadal is 2 games to 1.
I believe that's Nadal's first love service game. Sees him 2-1 5th set.
The sound of soul not only plays to my ears, but also resonates in my heart. The sound, unlike anything I've ever heard, awakens my body and my soul. From Seoul, Soul of Asia.
The drama continues. They're still believers. He's the man himself at 1-2 5th set.
Let it. First service.
We've had good value for the $289 with this final.
Unbelievable. And must have fooled Nadal after the fourth one of the backhand cross courts. He's kept going there, Federer. And he really is hitting his backhand well, though, when he steps into it.
Love.
Such a hard decision to make for Roger Federer there. 30 love. Do you go for the winner, hope for 40 love, or do you make Nadal maybe work a little harder? Make sure you don't make an unforced error and get Nadal a chance to get back in the game. Tough decisions. Oops. Because now,
yeah,
completely back in the game. Really just doing everything to put himself in the hole here, Federer, throughout this match.
Fifth double. That extra whip and neck clearance and spin from Nadal. Again to the backhand.
30-40.
Break point.
It's a major tactical error at 30 love, Federer.
Just solid to the backhand was good enough in that game after he was let back in it.
Very shaky game here from Roger Federer. Having played great up to 30 love and then 4 straight points. All unforced errors. And not only that, there are also strange shot selections. I think that's what's really worrying. If you can't execute, that's one thing, but if you make the right decision, you feel confident. If you make the wrong decision, you don't know where you're going to start digging from now. They say the demons have returned to Federer's body here.
59.
Very strange. Would have to call it a turnaround.
Yeah.
After that fourth set. Well, it's not very strange. It's just that Nadal is a better competitor at the moment. There's less options, easier decisions to make. He's just lost it here, Federer.
30 love.
Interesting to see how Nadal plays a point at 30 love.
He looked for his forehand again, Federer, but he's starting to miss that side too.
There you go, though. There's a major difference in these two players. One is a shot maker and a very smart player, obviously Roger Federer, but see, Nadal just knows that I'm going to drive him nuts at 30 love. I'm not going to miss, and I know my opponent is not willing to stay out there and fight for it because he's down 30 love. Now Federer's confidence is gone on the forehand side as well. It's an investment in the future, into the future, that point for Nadal. Now, we haven't seen Federer do that on any of the break points he's had throughout the match. Step in and take that backhand down the line hard. Maybe a few odd times he's done it, but not with great consistency.
It's the first point he's won in the last 9 played. Real urgency in that point.
That is a huge forehand. It is cross-court, but it's hit like an inside-out forehand, so far in front of him. Really good technique, and the ball goes from left to right, curves back into the court. Just for a day would be nice to feel that feeling.
Three games in a row for Nadal. He's nudging closer to his first major on a hard court. 4-1, 5th set.
Crossover, Seoul.
Because some of us were born to shop. Because airport dining has come even further than you have. Because a day spa can also be a middle-of-the-night spa. But mostly because the more we travel, the more discerning we become. We invite you to the Emirates terminal at Dubai International Airport, where time is enjoyed, not merely passed. Fly Emirates to 6 continents.
Scary times for Federer and his fans. Exciting times for Nadal and his fans.
What a competitor. They say that speed and stamina starts in your heart, and he's into his 10th hour here in just 2 matches in 3 days. He needs an easy hold here, Roger.
It's a must-win game, isn't it? Obviously. 5-1 down. You can't imagine there's any way back.
But this is one of those games that would be a confidence builder for Federer to win it easy. But at the same time, maybe you want to give Nadal a break point, and then he's really close.
Well, he looks loose, but he's 4-1 down. It's now or never.
It's easy to lose when your backup is up against the wall. You have no choice. Such an experienced move by Nadal, going for a big shot. Don't waste any energy, don't give Federer any confidence. If I miss it, I'll miss it.
Again, Federer.
That's a confident move by a world #1.
Keeps him hanging in. Question mark still hovers above Rod Laver Arena. 4-2, 5th set, Nadal.
Difficult for Nadal to stay in the moment in this situation. Much easier for Federer to play point by point. Nadal, you just can't help but start thinking ahead. 4-2. Oh, I need 5-2. Once I'm 5-2. Very dangerous. The emotions start coming here for Nadal. He's now playing the scoreboard, not just momentum. And Federer looks a beaten man right now. Still in it.
Backhand errors are flowing, aren't they?
Yeah, and execution is worrying, but also what he's trying to do with it, which actually it's not much at the moment. Oh my goodness. This is painful to watch right now. This is possibly the greatest tennis player we've ever seen.
It's the ramifications of this match, isn't it?
Is he ever going to beat Rafael Nadal again in a big tennis match? In a Grand Slam? It's a big question mark after that question.
Yeah, a love game. His second of the set and one to match Nadal's. He's a game away from the Australian Open title. Didn't have to do very much to win that game. And you just know that Federer from here is just going to have to play so many backhands.
Absolutely, and he's going to hit so many. Have to hit so many winners because Rafa is not going to give this match away. He's going to keep the ball in play. He's going to keep it to Roger's backhand. So Federer is going to have to make decisions when to run around it and go for his forehand, especially the flat inside out to the Nadal forehand. But you would just like to see a little bit of aggression there from Federer after playing such a shockingly bad game. I mean, the rhythm is there. 4 hours. He's not that tired. It's the 5th set. Just something to tell Nadal that I think I'm still in it, even though he's not feels like he might not be in it. But it's just a very pessimistic attitude that he had in this whole game. Not break a racket, because that's not Roger Federer, but there could be some kind of a signal just to your opponent. I mean, there has to be.
Roger Federer serving to stay in the final. 2-5 in the 5th.
And again, I have to just say that he's going to have to win this match with his tennis racket, and he needs some help now from Nadal.
Ooh. Is he challenging that?
Elle est vraiment limite. Elle est vraiment limite.
Well, he's challenging. I don't think he's very hopeful.
I suppose there we saw what happens when you slice a backhand down the line to Nadal's backhand. You get past and you lose the point.
Yeah, it's long.
Things are not going Federer's way here.
Now 15.
You just want to stay in this so that your opponent has to serve it out at least.
Again, he does look beat. Shoulders have sagged. Just 2 points from the title, Nadal.
This is very painful to watch, especially if you're a Federer fan, but just in general. See, just can't get anything happening right now. Oh, he is human. Yes.
Makes you wonder sometimes.
15-30.
It's nearly like Roger should scream out, "Thanks, Rafa."
Yes. Needs a few more of those too.
Let for service.
Two championship points.
The exact same point again. Interesting that Nadal is going with that
30-40.
cross-court with that backhand. I think you're going to try and hit it, well, anywhere, just in, I suppose. It's not, the tennis court doesn't look very big now for these two players.
By the fingertips, Federer clings on.
Much better point from Federer, much more positive in that rally. A little come on would have been nice after it too. I have to say Nadal is tightening up.
Yeah. He's made it, has he? Somebody called out rather loudly. Has that got anything to do with it? No, I think he was just asking whether...
As a courtesy to both
Yeah, it was.
players, don't make any out call during a play. Thank you.
Federer was complaining about the out call. Somebody was excited that maybe it was going to be a match point from the error. But Nadal hit the winner anyway, and it's third championship point. That is long. Nadal once more breaks Roger Federer's heart. And for the first time in the history of the Australian Open, Spain can boast a champion in the form of Rafael Nadal. Now holds 3 of the majors, the French, Wimbledon and the Australian. The Grand Slam is on. 6-2 in the 5th. A deserved winner.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, he's worked so hard in the off-season with his hard court game and really get ready for this Australian swing of tournaments. And he didn't play well against Verdasco. He defended well. Suddenly today, he's dictating much more again from the back. And, well, it's It's very clear. Rafael Nadal is a much better competitor than Roger Federer. Federer might be a better tennis player and has a better record, but I can't say he's better than Nadal.
Yeah. Almost a sense of disbelief. Breaking ground for the first time in Australia, but the self-belief is monumental, and for this man, how damaging this loss.
Well, I mean, it's pretty clear, I guess, that he's not going to beat Rafael Nadal this year at the French Open if he can't beat him here on hard courts, because he's going to be playing the same game, and it's so difficult to do anything against Nadal because he's such a competitor and he's a very smart tennis player and he's left-handed. So we keep saying we know how Roger should play against him, but we're just suggesting it. And today I think Roger's nerves got the better of him, not his tactics. And maybe that's what happens every time he steps on the court against Rafael Nadal.
His strike rate's impressive, like Federer's. 6th major in his 8th major final.
Just unbelievable. I mean, he just plays his best when he has to, over and over again.
And what a year to look forward to for Nadal.
I mean, how good was last year? And then you start this year the same way, to win the Australian Open. I mean, it's unbelievable. Of course, he's not thinking about the Grand Slam, but certainly everyone is going to start talking about the Grand Slam because he's bound to win the French Open. Wimbledon, he's a defending champion. If he can win here, he can possibly win at the US Open. He won Beijing on hard courts at the Olympics, and he was fresh for that, and he wasn't fresh for the US Open. So, yeah, why not? Rod Laver did say that for a reason. Yeah. Nadal has a better chance than Federer to win the Grand Slam. It's a long way, though.
It's a huge way. I mean, you came with 3 majors in 1 year, the '88 year when you won the first of the finals here, and that was just the second 5-set final since the very first one here, which you played and spoilt the party against Pat Cash, and you won 3.
It's another record, another taken away from me. Yeah. First was the longest match the other night. Now it's the 5-set final. Yes.
Yeah. Short break, and then the ceremony.
Eurosport HD is now available. A new dimension in sport. Panasonic, official Eurosport HD partner.
Eurosport enters the new year with so much great sport in store. There's a whole stack of winter sport topped up by the World Championships. There's Grand Slam tennis with the Australian Open, Roland Garros and the US Open. Motorsport means Superbike, the Le Mans 24-hour race, World Touring Cars and Rally Cars, plus the IRC. Cycling sees all the one-day classics and the 3 major tours with Lance Armstrong back on the bike. There's swimming with all the excitement of the 13th World Championships in Rome. Track and field with the sensational prospects of the World Athletics Championships in Berlin. And a whole lot of football, including the Women's Europeans and the 2010 World Cup qualifiers. That's Eurosport in 2009. Be part of it.
What a match that was, wasn't it? Stunning shots all the way around. Surprising to see Federer collapse as he did in the final set. Having won the 4th, you thought, well, is he finally going to lay the bogey that Nadal has become for him? But as Mats Wilander was saying, Federer may be the better player, but the better competitor is certainly Nadal. He makes so few unforced errors at the crucial moments. He runs down so many shots of Federer. There's a perfect example of that. And he just breaks Federer's resolve, certainly his confidence in the end. And with the French Open to come, where Rafa, of course, has never lost a single match, then it is hard to think that he won't go into Wimbledon as the defending champion, halfway towards
a Grand Slam. It's 40 years since Rod Laver did the last Grand Slam. Of course, he did it twice. Don Budge did it once in the 1930s. Could Rafael Nadal become only the third man in history to win all 4 majors in the same year? He's laid his hard-court bogey, of course. He hadn't got to any final of a hard-court major, either the Australian Open or the US Open, until here. But these shots just illustrate what an incredible player he is. And there's the moment of victory for Rafa, his uncle, his agent, his entourage. Quite breathtaking. And where does this leave poor Roger Federer? One wonders now whether, as we come back live to Roger being congratulated by Andres Jimeno, one of the 3 Spaniards who'd previously been a finalist here, but of course the first Spaniard ever to win. So one wonders if Roger Federer will ever now match Pete Trampas's record. Perhaps Rafael Nadal will be the man to break it. All right, I'll hand you back to our commentators. It's Mats Wilander and Chris Bradnam.
Yes, thanks very much, David. What drama, and just a shame that the drama was a little bit anticlimactic from this phenomenal champion, as he's being congratulated, Nadal, by Rod Laver, who of course, as David was just saying, completed his 2nd Grand Slam, the only man to have done it through the year of '69. John Newcombe beaten by Laver in the final of Wimbledon at '69, adding their congratulations too. But even Nadal may be a little surprised that Federer went away from it as much as he did.
Oh, absolutely. I think he was surprised that he was in the match at all from the beginning after his 5-set match against Verdasco, and he was obviously feeling a little tired. He showed some signs of fatigue throughout this match today and played some quick points here and there, and I think he's just surprised in general. And of course for the last set, I mean, Federer just didn't give it to him, but he wasn't far away.
Yeah. Here's the closing ceremony.
They give quite nice trays though sometimes when you lose in Grand Slam finals, so it might not be a bad idea for Roger to get some kitchenware. He's going to have another chance somewhere. He's playing well enough, Federer. I think that's what he needs to take out of here.
Yeah.
And then think of, watch the tape, think of what exactly happened. He missed a few easy forehand volleys.
I think you'll agree what a privilege it has been to witness 2 stars apply their craft here on this court. An absolutely sensational night, and it's time now for our presentation. And to start proceedings, it's my pleasure to introduce the CEO and President of Kia Motors, and please make him welcome, Tak Uk Im.
Gentlemen, I would like to congratulate both of you on such a fantastic display of tennis tonight. On behalf of Kia Motors, I would like to thank both of you for making this year's Australian Open so memorable. Your dynamic play, good sportsmanship, and passion for the game are the reasons why Kia supports the Australian Open.
Second that.
Kia Motors is pleased to partner Tennis Australia in making the Australian Open bigger and better. I look forward to many more years of spreading Kia's passion for this event to tennis fans around the world. Once again, congratulations to both of our finalists. Thank you.
Our thanks to Tak Uk Im. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please make welcome the President of Tennis Australia. He's had a big fortnight, Mr. Jeff Pollard.
Your Excellency, Premier, Ministers, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I think tonight's program described this as a match made in tennis heaven, not just because they are the two best players in the world, but they are two fantastic sportsmen, they are two role models, they are two great ambassadors for the sport, and we've enjoyed every minute of this wonderful five-set match tonight. Can only be one winner, and Rafa, congratulations. He's now won six slams, now on 3 different surfaces, and at his young age, I'm sure he's going to go on and win a lot more. So congratulations, Rafa. And Roger, number 2 in the world. He's won 13 slams. Obviously everyone's favourite player, and we all want him to go on and win that number 14 somewhere during the year. Roger, good luck, mate.
It's going to be a tough task.
Ladies and gentlemen, as you probably know, to win the real Grand Slam, you've got to win 4 in the same calendar year. And only 5 people have done that in history, but only one person has done it twice. He did it 40 years ago. He's here, and the stadium's named after him, and he's here with us tonight, Rod Laver. And it's also a great pleasure to have with him on this first 5-set final we've had here in 21 years, to have with him the 4 players, all legends in their own right, members of the International Tennis Hall of Fame, that he managed to beat in the 4 finals. Andre Gimeno of Spain, he beat in the Australian Open.
To be inducted into the Tennis Hall of Fame later on this year.
Ken Rosewall in the French. John Newcombe in the Wimbledon final.
They don't seem that happy about being on this court still. It still hurts.
And Tony Roach at the US. And finally, ladies and gentlemen, please allow me to thank so many people, but our major sponsor, Kia, associate sponsors, Garnier and GE Money, our support sponsors, the Victorian Government, suppliers, corporate clients, all the umpires, ball kids, court services, the Kia drivers, the statisticians, this retail. It's about 4,500 people, full-time, part-time and casual work for TA, Tennis Australia, or the Melbourne Olympic Park Trust, or our associated companies to present the Australian Open. I want to thank them all, but particularly our tournament director, Craig Tiley, our referee, Wayne McEwen, who are on the court, and our CEO, Steve Wood, who is in hospital at the moment. I want to thank them and all those that have made this possible. And I haven't forgot you, the spectators, not just the 15,000 in this stadium. There's another 7,000 out around the grounds in Garden Square, and you've been doing that for the last fortnight, and I'm pleased to tell you that we've beaten 600,000 people for the fortnight again, 603,160. So thank you all for your support.
Thank you, Jeff. You mentioned the Rockhampton Rocket, so let's put him to work. He's going to present the trophies. Ladies and gentlemen, Rod Laver.
Said he wanted Federer to win and to present the trophy.
And firstly tonight, to our runner-up, and I think if this country was to adopt an international sports star, it would be this man. We love him dearly. Ladies and gentlemen, Roger Federer.
th final in the last 15 majors. It's a stunning record. It's not to be the Sir Norman Brooks Trophy. It's the consolation prize once more to Rafael Nadal. Only he knows if he can bounce back from this.
No, what an uphill battle that's going to be.
Hey guys. Felt better. Well, thanks for the support. I mean, you guys are unbelievable. Maybe I'll try later again. I don't know. God, it's killing me.
Nadal has broken his heart. And many others around the Rod Laver Arena. What scenes? It was emotional enough when he received the trophy beating Baghdatis 3 years ago. This has gone way beyond that and shows what it means to him.
I think your applause says it all, but we'll just let Roger take a break just for a moment. We will hear from him. We'll just let him settle down. And in the meantime, we shall meet our champion, and what an extraordinary 12 months he has had. Roland Garros, Wimbledon, the Olympic gold medal, world #1, and now the first Spaniard to win the Australian Open. Ladies and gentlemen, Rafael Nadal.
The Sir Norman Brooks Trophy, champion here in 1911, twice a Wimbledon champion, Sir Norman, in 07 and 1914. He's going to have another go.
I'll try again. Okay. I don't want to have the last word. This guy deserves it. So, Rafa, congrats. You played incredible. You deserve it, man. Played another fantastic final, so all the best for the season. And, well, I'd like to thank the legends for coming out. You know how much it means to me. And thanks to you guys. You guys were awesome. I'll see you next year.
Well, good. Hello. Well, good evening, everybody. Well, first of all, Rog, sorry for today. I know. Yeah, I really know how you feel right now. It's really tough, but you remember you are a great champion. You are one of the best of the history. You're gonna improve the 14 of Sampa for sure. Yeah, congratulations for all your career. It's always a pleasure play with you. The best of luck for the rest of the season. Well, just I can say thank you very much, everybody, for your support. Was for me receive this trophy here from Rod Laver is a dream for me. So thank you very much, Rod. Thank you very much, all the crowd. Well, I would like to say thanks to my team, Tony, Carlos, Titin, Tuts, my father, Benito, and Juan Forcades is at home, my trainer, my physical trainer. Thank you very much. Without your support, it's going to be impossible, no? So, yeah, I don't want to forget to say thank you all the sponsors, Kia, GA Money, and Garnier. Thank you very much for your support. Without you, it's going to be impossible having a tournament like this, no? And nothing more to say. Thank you very much. It was an amazing 2 weeks for me.
The game is blessed with the new world #1, as ruthless as he is, an ambassador.
Thank you. Thank you.
Just his English has improved a lot, and he knows what to say, and just such a great competitor, Rafael Nadal.
Summed it up when he said it has been an amazing 2 weeks, and here we are. It has suddenly come to an end, but what a finish, what a night. We hope you've enjoyed it wherever you may be, and right now let's just put our hands together one more time for these two great champions.
Nadal conquers Federer again in a major final. Had a good 2 weeks, Matt.
There's a little bit of an anticlimax coming up right now, though. But after that fifth set, I must say, it's very disappointing performance by Roger Federer in that fifth set, and you can see how much he feels for the loss, of course. And I think sometimes when you're that emotional, you're not. It means you haven't left all of your ammunition and your energy out on the court. You still have so much emotion left inside of you, which usually means that you haven't explored all the avenues tactically and mentally. You didn't actually fight till the finish line. I think that's why we're seeing such an emotional Roger Federer.
Yeah. We do wish him well. Very bruised at the end of that. Thanks for your company. We've had a great 2 weeks. Hope you've enjoyed it too. From all of us, goodbye from Melbourne.